In 1959, a road crew in Sichuan province unearthed a bronze tablet inscribed with 1,200 characters in a script that matches nothing in the historical record, predating the earliest known Chinese writing by 500 years. Beijing classified it. For 4 decades, no one outside a restricted vault saw it. Then in 2002, 15 forbidden characters leaked, and what they described should not have been possible. The official record begins on a humid morning in July 1959, when a road construction crew in northern Sichuan struck metal at the base of a hillside. The foreman, Mr. Huang, halted the work and summoned local authorities. Within hours, a bronze tablet measuring 47 by 32 centimeters was lifted from the clay. Its surface was covered edge to edge in a dense pattern of unfamiliar characters, each line more intricate than the last. The artifact was logged in the field report as Item B 1959-07. A museum clerk entered its dimensions, weight, and a brief description into the accession ledger, noting the unusual script and the lack of any matching reference in the provincial archives. That same week, the tablet was placed in a locked case at the regional museum, pending review by specialists from the capital. The ledger shows a signature from Mr. Huang beside the entry, confirming the handover. No public announcement was made. The artifact's existence at that stage rested on the paperwork, a field report, an accession log, and a single catalog number. From the outset, the chain of custody was clear, and the tablet's physical reality was documented in the language of museum bureaucracy. By March 1962, the tablet was no longer accessible to local scholars. A government order, stamped as document number 1962 C03, directed the immediate transfer of the artifact to a classified facility in Beijing. The crate arrived at Building 7, a structure known among archivists for its reinforced vaults and multi-layered security. Only a handful of staff were granted clearance to enter the restricted wing. Among them was Mr. Liu, a mid-level archivist who later described the elaborate protocols, dual key entry, rotating passcodes, and a logbook that tracked every movement in and out of the chamber. The tablet itself was sealed inside a nitrogen-filled case, alongside a set of glass photo plates taken before the transfer. These negatives, labeled in red ink, were cataloged but never circulated. Over the following months, requests for access from provincial universities and research institutes were denied without explanation. The official record lists the artifact as temporarily unavailable for study, a status that would remain unchanged for decades. For those who knew of its existence, the archive's locked doors marked the end of any hope for open investigation. The silence grew heavier as the years passed, and the artifact faded from public memory, preserved only in the memories of a few custodians and a handful of bureaucratic files. In early 2002, a name surfaced that would upend decades of official silence: Dr. Chen Weiming, a linguist with prior access to the Beijing archive. Chen managed to copy a narrow acetate strip containing 15 of the tablet's forbidden characters, an act that would cost him his position. Instead of approaching state media, he sent the strip to an independent historical journal in Hong Kong. The publication ran a single grainy image and a partial translation of one line. The text read, "The sky burned twice, the river's mouth opened, and the stone map was buried." Within weeks, the journal vanished from newsstands. Print runs were confiscated, Chen's university affiliation disappeared from public records, and colleagues reported that his office was cleared overnight. Yet the acetate copy had already been scanned and shared by private collectors. For the first time, outsiders could compare the symbols to known scripts. The leak transformed the tablet from an internal curiosity into a public mystery. Linguists, astronomers, and amateur codebreakers began trading theories online, pushing the puzzle far beyond the reach of official censors. The question was no longer whether the tablet existed, but what its message might reveal. Dr. Zhao Ming, an astrophysicist at the Beijing Observatory, approached the leaked tablet line from a different angle. The phrase "the sky burned twice" caught his attention, echoing ancient records of unusual celestial events. Zhao compared the wording to historical Chinese chronicles and found a striking parallel. The supernova of 1054, which produced the Crab Nebula, had been described in similar language, yet the tablet's context suggested something even older. Using astronomical simulation software, Zhao traced possible supernovae visible from Sichuan before the Shang dynasty. He focused on a Vela-type remnant dated to around 2800 BCE, which would have appeared as a sudden, bright star in the southern sky. Meanwhile, Dr. Wang Li, a mathematician with a background in ancient number systems, began analyzing the tablet's recurring symbols. She noticed clusters that repeated in cycles of 12 rather than the more common 10. By mapping these patterns, Wang reconstructed a base 12 counting system embedded within the text. She then isolated a sequence of symbols that, when interpreted as coordinates, pointed directly to the Sangsingdui archaeological site, over 100 kilometers from the original find spot. The numbers matched the latitude and longitude of the main excavation pit at Sangsingdui, with a margin of error under 1 kilometer. This convergence of astronomical and geographic data suggested that the tablet's message was more than myth. For the first time, the symbols began to align with real-world evidence, drawing a line from the sky to the ground. Dr. Zhang Qiang, a geneticist at Sichuan University, began collecting DNA samples from human remains excavated near the Sangsingdui site. His team identified a rare mitochondrial haplogroup, DM174, present in a cluster of individuals dated to the late Neolithic. The distribution stood apart from known Bronze Age populations across the Yellow River Basin, hinting at a distinct founding lineage in the Sichuan Plain. Zhang's findings, published in 2017, suggested a migration route that bypassed the Central Plains entirely, supporting the idea of an isolated culture with its own genetic signature. While Zhang's work traced bloodlines, Dr. Li Wei, a geologist specializing in karst landscapes, mapped the underground terrain beneath Sangsingdui. She documented a network of limestone caverns shaped by a reverse-flow river, an anomaly in regional hydrogeology. In one chamber, Li's team measured a ceiling laced with selenite crystals, translucent gypsum plates that refract light in shifting patterns. The tablet's partial translation described a crystal chamber where the water sings, a phrase that matched Li's acoustic surveys. The caves amplified low-frequency vibrations from the river, creating a hum that could be detected above ground on quiet nights. Neither Zhang nor Li received clearance to examine the tablet itself. Their research, however, gave substance to the text's claims, tracing an ancient bloodline and mapping an environment that mirrored the tablet's cryptic descriptions. The alignment of genetic and geological evidence deepened the puzzle, grounding the artifact's narrative in the physical and biological reality of Sichuan. In 2021, a formal request to access the tablet was submitted by an international team of archaeologists. Their application included a proposal for multispectral imaging and independent material analysis, citing advances in non-invasive scanning technology. The response from the Beijing Institute of Heritage was brief and final. All excavation and study permits related to item B 1959-07 were denied. The official reasons cited ongoing security concerns and the need to preserve the integrity of restricted holdings. The denial letter referenced Room 3B, the same storage chamber logged in the original 1962 transfer, now classified under Level A+ clearance. Only 3 individuals are authorized to enter the vault, all of them senior staff within the institute. No external scholars, Chinese or foreign, have been granted access since early 2000s. By early 2024, the artifact's status had not changed. Inquiries about the existence of new high-resolution photographs were met with silence or redirection to the Institute's Public Relations Office. The last known images, captured on glass plate negatives in the 1960s, remain sealed alongside the tablet. Even digital requests for low-resolution scans are routinely rejected. The walls that protect the artifact have become more than physical barriers. They are now bureaucratic and political, reinforced by layers of policy and silence. For researchers, the archive's locked doors have turned the tablet into an enigma defined by absence. The questions raised by the decoded fragments linger, but the possibility of answers has never felt more remote. Today, the tablet remains locked away, its symbols still resisting full translation, its secrets tied to denied access and missing data. In a world where ancient discoveries can rewrite history, controlled narratives shape what we know. Sometimes the greatest mystery is who decides what stays hidden. Share your thoughts below.